What's going on, y'all? What's up with you? It's a beautiful sunset. I think the sun set. The sun's been setting early lately, but it's a nice day today. I just want to talk to you guys right quick about hypermasculinity. Um, Hypermasculinity is something that is very prevalent, especially within the Latino and African American communities. Being hypermasculine is something that it's like that's what you're expected to be as a black man or Latino man. But I feel like even though it's prevalent in the Latino community, it's extremely prevalent within the black community. It's on another level. Uh, it's like as a black man, you know, you have to fit this bravado. You have to have a certain bravado about yourself as a black man. It's like, when you look at other ethnic groups of men, they don't have to walk around with this gangster bravado. They don't have to embody that. But it's like as a black man, this is the type of energy that you must embody as a black man. You have to have this rough, tough gangster, exterior. And I blame the culture, I blame the music. Um, Rap music just perpetuates the negative stereotypes. Um, this is something that I never truly been able to understand because, you know, I guess it's easy for you to have that kind of bravado when you've been raised in the hood, But I was born and raised, I grew up suburban. I never lived in the hood a day in my life, So, I could never adapt that type of persona. And I think it's sad that as a black man, you have to have this type of persona. You have to have that kind of attitude. And, you know, it's like, as a black man, especially if you don't adapt to the culture, if you don't act like most ninjas, they look at you like something wrong with you. But, not all black people grow up in the hood, you know? So it's like, how can you become something that you never was raised up around? Like, how you gonna be like something that you don't come from? Um, I think this is I think this culture is very detrimental, and this is the reason to why a lot of black men die and get killed and brutally murdered, because this is the definition of manhood. Being gangster, being a head busser. That's what being a man is all about in the black community. Um, that this is one thing that has always irritated me, because it's like, why do I have to why do I have to adapt to this? Why do I have to be this way? You know, it's really sad when you think about it, because in the black community, if you don't, if you're not like most of these ninjas, they look at you like something wrong with you. They look at you like you're not even black. And for the record, I'd say this, and Tommy Sotomayor used to say this. I notice within black culture, you'll get more respect for being a goon versus being a coon. But Tommy Sotomayor used to say, um, Tommy Sotomayor used to say, I'd rather be a coon than be a goon. This is just my personal opinion. You know, if I had a choice, I would rather be a coon than be a goon. You know, because in my personal opinion, I believe as a black person, when you climb the ladder financially, you got to get away from the black community anyway. You know, um, I just wanted to say I don't think there's nothing wrong with being a coon. Shouts out to Tommy Sotomayor. Don't hear about him too much anymore. But this whole gangster exterior, it seems like this is the standard for black men. And It's so bad to where you got black women, they'll think you a faggot as a black man if you're not a street ninja. They'll think something wrong with you. If you're not gangster, if you're not a head buster, if you haven't, you don't have no bodies under your belt, they look at you like something wrong with you. I don't understand this. That's why I say the standard of manhood within black culture is twisted. Because when you look at other ethnic groups of people in their communities, being a gangster and being macho, having that kind of energy, that's not the standard of manhood in their communities. That's why I say this standard of manhood is the reason to why a lot of black men are going to continue to get killed and murdered. Because you got a lot of black men, I believe, who feel that they have to live up to this type of persona, But my question is, what about the black people that never lived in the hood? How you gonna adapt a gangster persona when you don't come from that? And it's mind-boggling, this stuff right here. This stuff, it really irritates me. And you got a lot of black people, they feel that as a black person, you have to adapt to the culture. I don't believe in adapting to nothing. I believe in living my life on my own terms and doing my own thing how I want to do it. I don't believe in adapting to anything. If I gotta be a certain way or if I gotta act a certain way, then I'll just go ahead and get my black card revoked. That's pretty much my mind frame. Because I don't believe that you should have to change your tune or you should have to act a certain way, to be accepted. This is the one thing that has always rubbed me the wrong way about black culture, is that this is the standard for manhood, in our community, and it's really sad and sick when you think about it. It's very unfortunate. I don't know what to say, man. I'm just lost for words. Let me know what you guys think about the standard of manhood within the black community. Do you think that, how has this affected you? How do you feel about this? I believe it's a cultural thing. It definitely is a cultural thing, but I think this is the reason to why the black community is not going to go anywhere, because of this standard right here. Because when you see other ethnic groups of men, acting, when you see other races of people emulating our culture, they don't have to be that way. They just imitating us. That's all they doing. They just imitating us. They don't have to be that way. It's just, this is a detrimental thing to our culture, and it's like, as a black person, if you don't adapt to this, you're seen as a sellout or a coon or whatever. But I'm gonna say, for the record, ain't nothing wrong with being a coon. I know a lot of black people bash coons, they bash Uncle Toms. I'd rather be an Uncle Tom than be a goon. If I had to be known for something, I'd rather be a coon than be a head buster. I'd rather be known as that coon that's drinking Blanc de Blanc, playing golf with Mr. Charlie up in the suburbs. I'd rather be known as that type of brother. And there's nothing wrong with it. And I don't feel no shame about it. But that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about, just this whole hyper masculinity stuff. I think it's very detrimental to you as a black man, because if you don't act hyper masculine, then you're just completely written off. But and I want to say this too. I know a lot of people talk about this alpha male, beta male stuff. There's no such thing as an alpha male. There's no such thing as a beta male. Those are just made up terms. But let me know your thoughts on hypermasculinity and how has it affected you as a black man. But I'll be back at you guys with more topics. Have a good day.